Hey guys, I'm Dad Hippie, and if I sound a little weirder now, it's because I got some vitamin C drops in my mouth right now. I've been having some allergies with it being really moist and raining a lot here in Marshall. Yeah, so we've gotten quite a bit of rain and shit like that. But I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, I guess in a way it kind of sucks because it means I'm coughing a lot now. But I just thought I'd make a video with you guys and kind of talk about the things I like to do in my downtime. Most of which revolve around my computer. It's kind of where my life, as of right now, centers around. The computer is real important to my life. It's necessary for me to keep in contact with all the people. It's necessary for me to do what little bit that I do to enjoy my own time. It's how I make my YouTube videos for all you guys. And just so you, the word "guys" for me is a gender-neutral term. I have more female friends than I do male friends, and I call everybody guys. I have for years. Since I started talking when I was about 5-6 years old. Yeah, I didn't start talking for a long time. But I thought I'd make a video for you guys with kind of explaining the things I do in my downtime so that we'd have like a little bit more of a connection going on, like a clink, maybe. But a lot of the things I do in my downtime is I'm either making a video for YouTube, watching some videos on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTubers like I watch CNanners, I watch Chilled Chaos, I watch Minilad, Markiplier, the occasional PewDiePie, I watch some Jacksepticeye. I also watch Dave the Usher, Warped Zone, Smosh Games, and Smosh. I mean, really, who doesn't know at least one Smosh skit? Let's be completely honest. Let's see, who else do I watch? Screw Attack. That's about it, I think. Oh, wait, Minx. I watch Minx too. But those are that's pretty much everyone I watch on YouTube on a regular basis. Every now and then I'll watch like a video over here that somebody sends, or a video that someone says me to check out. Recently I have started watching a lot of Watch Mojo top 10s. A lot of which are quite interesting, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, I may or may not do my own top 10 pertaining to a topic that Watch Mojo has done. Probably not, because their lists are usually very similar to mine. Though I did disagree with one of theirs. It was a top 10 20th century novels, and J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings was only number 9. And I thought it deserved to be higher on the list, but that's my own personal opinion. So maybe I'd do like my top 10 book series of all time. And Lord of the Rings would be pretty high up on that list, because when I was a kid growing up, Lord of the Rings was the most epic, badass thing I'd ever read in my entire life. It was glorious, just expansive, massive world that kind of like grabbed the book reader and just shoved its dong in its face. I kind of curbed my obscenity there. I apologize if you guys wanted me to say dick, but I said it now, so deal with it. Another thing I do in my spare time, for no fucking reason, even before I started auditioning for the vocalist for RTR, was write music. It was a form of anger management that one of my friends suggested doing. Every time I would feel upset or depressed or sad, I would just write a song, and then the words, they just ended up flowing from my head onto the paper, and it was really cool, really neat. And now I find myself having to actually do that quite often with doing RTR. Every time I go to the band practice, we sing the songs that I have written out. They can actually hear me. I'm getting better, I'm being louder, more confident. And then whenever they reach the point where I end the list, they play a couple more songs, and I write lyrics as they're playing by just listening to what they're playing and then listening to something I haven't listened to in quite a while, which is right here. Yeah. The part of me I ignored for the better part of 19 years. But, yeah. I do spend most of my time, however, on a little website called fanfiction.net. And this is a kind of just a shout out. It's a really interesting site that people can pretty much just write stories about all their favorite topics and put them up on the internet so people can read and enjoy them. Every now and then you get little douchebags that want to like hate and nitpick on every small detail of your story because they don't understand that it's your story. They want to be like, in canon, Naruto just with Hinata. Well, this is my story, and Naruto is going to be with some OC chick named Umbufu. Deal with it. And it's people like that I don't really like. Like, I recently started writing stories on fanfiction. I've mentioned this several times. I started a new story called Bleach Blacklight Chronicles, which was a triple crossover. Its main things are Bleach and Prototype. I took Alex Mercer from Prototype and I inserted him into Bleach to completely obliterate the entirety of canon. Canon does not exist in this world. It never will exist in this world because Alex Mercer is there. And he's going to fuck everything up like he is known to do. Mind you, I made him younger in my story, made it to where the only surviving member of his family is his grandfather who lives in Karakura Town in Japan. He moved with his grandfather to Japan after his sister, father, and mother all died in one day. Each for different circumstances. Yeah, it's really messed up and really depressing. But then kind of Alex and his grandfather find comfort in each other and they grow this bond that they're needed. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. And the third part of the crossover is Naruto. The only reason why Naruto is there is on his own, Alex with the virus wouldn't be enough to fight Shinigami. They'd be able to overpower him. Not necessarily kill him, but overpower him enough to contain him. The problem is, I need Alex Mercer to be an exceptionally overpowered character in my story. So, I have Naruto as the grand ancestor of Alex Mercer, the beginning of Alex Mercer's bloodline. Yeah, through millennia, Naruto is related to Alex Mercer, and it's very complex. In my story, Naruto failed in keeping the Akatsuki from collecting all 9 Baiju and recreating the Jubi. But he succeeded in the end in sacrificing his own physical body to seal the Jubi within his soul, rendering him immortal. He was then able to have children. Well, actually, he had already had children, but he stayed with them until his wife Hinata died. Just by being near him, his children altered a little bit, becoming different. This then later went down the lines to eventually become the black light virus that we all know and love, which is what is inside Alex at this point. But his is so powerful for some unknown reason that he's stronger than Naruto's first offspring. And I explained in the original Prototype games, the virus feeds off biomass, matter, of mostly organic matter. In my story, the Black Light virus feeds off Reietsu, or spiritual energy, also known as chakra. In my story, chakra and Reietsu are the same thing. In most crossover Naruto Bleach stories that I've seen, the Reietsu is only one half of the chakra. It's the spiritual side, but in my story, for my intents and purposes, to make it simpler for my readers, chakra is the same thing as Reietsu. They're just harnessed differently. Chakra is harnessed by use of hand cells to focus the energy in a specific way. Reietsu is harnessed and focused through words of power, certain phrases that unlock different powers throughout the... And people can do both to create an ungodly amount of power. Now, Alex Mercer feeds off all this. His first time accessing the Blacklight power, he's almost able to overpower Byakuya Kuchiki, even after Ichigo's taken down. The only reason why he wasn't able to is Byakuya has a multitude of lifetimes more experience than Alex does. So it ends in what is essentially a draw, because they're both still left standing when the fight officially ends. But Byakuya pretty much tactically retreats. Byakuya really doesn't ever want to run into Mercer again. Little does he know, Mercer will be accompanying Ichigo and yada yada yada, and completely ruining plans for everybody. Because Shinigamis not only release a lot of Reiatsu when they use their Zanpakutos, but they are partially, at least on a smaller scale, made of Reiatsu. Because they are souls, in fact. So they are pretty much made up of their soul spiritual pressure. So, in essence, Alex, in my story, could devour and consume a soul. A soul reaper, a Shinigami. So, Alex is essentially the bane to all Shinigami and Hollows, because he can not only devour their energy that they exude when fighting, but he can devour their essence completely. The longer a fight drags on, and the more Shinigami tries to win, the stronger Mercer becomes, because that virus just continues to feed off the energy around it, growing stronger and stronger and stronger. And in my story, I do have Mercer have a couple elements. He doesn't really use them, but they're like aces up his sleeves. He's got them if he needs them. His 2 innate elements are fire and lightning. This is a little strange for Naruto because most of his descendants are of wind nature. But it'll make sense when we find out who his father is, like, descendant of. It makes sense when you figure that out. I haven't revealed that aspect in the story yet, but I feel like a lot of people are going to jump down my throat the moment I do. So, yeah. Let me just move my vitamin C drops to my other lip, or my other cheek, because it was starting to get sore over here. But that's why that's where most of my time's been spending. That's why I haven't been able to do a video for you guys in a while. Again, really sorry about that. I've been kind of distracted. Tomorrow, I'll be up in the city with my sister and her fiance. They're going to be getting engagement pictures up there. And then I'll probably be hanging out with my cousin Cody tomorrow, maybe-ish. Tomorrow or Saturday, I'll probably be doing that. Next week, Gingerbeard and I are going to probably do a collaboration, and that's when my Supercharged Battle will be coming out. Between our 2 Jedi apprentices. Yeah. In all honesty, I'm pretty sure mine's gonna win, but that's just because in the comics, when they did meet up, he was actually able to beat his chosen combatant. Unless we're doing that when they're both in their prime, and then I think it might be a draw. She might have him in lightsaber dueling, but he definitely has her beat in force powers, because not only is his force so much more powerful, he can weave it in and out of his combat style. He's able to beat Luke Skywalker. Come on, how many Jedi can claim to be able to do that? 2. One of them died. Anyway, guys, I think that's all from me. I'll be seeing you guys eventually some other time. Stay cool, stay in school, and stay off those drugs, kids. I'm switching up my outro here for a second. This is Ball and Chain by RTR. You've been usually here Once Upon a Friend, but I wanted to give you guys another taste of RTR, so here you go, Ball and Chain.